Hello everybody. Today we're going to go over a little project dealing with objects and how an object can be interacted with, how an object can interact with another object and that sort of thing. So I've already built a little program here. I call it Battle Pigs. So let's go through what this is about. So envision a pig, battling it out with another pig. That's essentially what's going on here. We start off making a class. And of course we have our constructor. You need your double underscores on each side of that. It has a name and it has HP or health points. And we just set that up whenever we create this pig. It's got a couple of functions on it. One is take damage, and we pass it the amount of damage we want it to take, and we simply, print that little message on the screen, and then we subtract the amount of damage from its health. Self.health is its health on the object. It has an ability to attack, and in this case, I just set a random damage. I could pass that if I wanted to instead, but normally in a game, you have stats, you have equipment, and that determines your damage. This would probably be some sort of math formula, depending. And then I'll just print, the name of this pig does this much damage, and I'm going to return damage, so I can actually, pass it to another object if I need to. For example, that object, for example. And we have a little display that displays information about said pig. So I'm going to just comment some of this about. I got a main function here that is just going to run at the bottom. So if I run this, I'll zoom out a little. You can see I've got numerous little things going on here. Harry, which is the name of my pig, takes 20 damage. Now, how did he take 20 damage? Well, we ran this, take damage 20. Now if I change that to 10, it should tell me he took 10 damage. There you go, he took 10 damage. Now, did he actually take 10 damage is the question here. We can check and see if he actually took 10 damage by going up here and checking the display. I have a little function here that displays this information. So if he took 10 damage, he should have 90 health, right? So let's test that. Oh, look at that. He has 90 health. And then, of course, we have an attack, which all it's doing really is just displaying some information on the screen, so it's not really going to affect Harry, per se. But Harry does 30 damage. Now, what if I were to say Harry.take damage? And in here, I were to say Harry.attack. Well, it helps I spell it right. What would that do? Well, Harry.attack is on, basically he's hitting himself in this case. He's going to do 30 damage, and it should say he does 30 damage. And my display should tell me that I am down 40 health points, I think. We did this right. Let's run it and see. Alright, Harry takes 10 damage. Harry does 30 damage, and he takes the 30 damage that he did, and he dropped down to 60. And then, of course, he's swinging and doing 30 damage to the air, I guess, for this last attack. But this is a good example of how I can kind of interact with this object that I created. I gave it a method, or function here, that allows me to, pass a value to it. I can change that value and it can take more damage. In this line, I just had Harry hit himself, but I could make multiple pigs and have them hit each other. That's essentially what that does. So with this, I can have multiple objects interact with each other. You ever think of a game where you swing a sword at a slime? Well, the slime has to know how much damage it's taking. All the stats and information are usually on your character. I have this sword, I'm this level, I've got this much strength. When I swing it, it does this much damage. There's probably a little function or method there that says, well, if you collide with every little character or creature or item has hit boxes, little box around them, and if those boxes collide, it can calculate a hit, essentially. And it can say, all right, I'm going to pass my values onto this slime. The slime gets that, it takes its damage, it subtracts. Well, if it dies, it plays a little death animation, gives you stuff. If it doesn't, maybe it tries to hit you back. And if it hits you, then you take damage. It passes its values to you, and you get hurt. That's essentially how those objects would kind of interact with each other. That's your rough gist of a battle pig, and how you can make a pig, battle pig in this case, fight another one.